हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी हर पल यहाँ
It's not possible to make our life better.
जो है समा कल हो न हो
I'm come and I am safe now. And France is look after me. But now I still outside. There is no solution for me.
We are not animals, we are like you.
Dégoûte, franchement, je suis écœurée, moi. Je sais pas. On n'a pas d'aide, on a de l'aide que des amis, voilà, de la communauté. Vous créez de la haine entre les gens. Vous les tuez comme ça, c'est simple. C'est quoi ça? La France, c'est le pays des droits de l'homme. Vous êtes assis dessus.
For years, refugees from Afghanistan, Sudan, and Eritrea have flooded the cities of France. Many of them wound up here. The biggest settlement was established in the north of France. For over a year, French authorities struggled with an immense refugee crisis. Between 6,000 and 8,000 men and women illegally squatted by the highway leading to the English border in Calais. They created a life for themselves in what came to be called the jungle. Schools, restaurants, and even religious sites opened up in the camp. But for many, it was just a waiting game. The ultimate goal? Escape France, reach England, and find work. But the situation in Calais was unlivable. Overcrowded, unsanitary, and unsafe.
Last night, trouble flared again. Stones were thrown, fires lit, and the police responded with smoke grenades.
So in October 2016, the French government ordered the police to dismantle the jungle. The government's plan? Send the refugees to welcome in orientation centers, or CAOs, in small towns across the country. 6,000 of them were sent by bus to 450 different centers. But many refugees refused to go. Some fled to Paris and hid on the streets in an illegal camp called Stalingrad after the neighborhood it was in. That camp was also broken up by the police. So the mayor of Paris opened up a welcome center in the 18th arrondissement, offering a temporary stay for asylum seekers.
Si ce dispositif n'avait pas existé, on aurait plus de 3500 personnes qui croupiraient à la rue dans des conditions totalement lamentables.
Bruno Morel is in charge of the Paris Center. The organization makes sure refugees eligible for asylum have a place to stay while they wait for spots to open up. The center offers 400 beds, showers, clothes, and something to do. Refugees usually stay between 5 to 10 days while they wait for their asylum paperwork to be approved.
Vous savez, c'est la première fois qu'on monte un système comme ça dans une grande ville comme Paris. Donc il faut en tirer les enseignements et peut-être qu'il faudra le dupliquer. Je ne suis pas sûr qu'il faille le dupliquer que sur Paris. Peut-être qu'il y aura un intérêt de créer des structures similaires sur des grandes capitales régionales.
But the process is slow and space is limited. Plenty of people slip through the cracks. Nazir has been living under a bridge for 5 months now. He sleeps just a few feet away from the center.
I'm still 2-3 times there all night, but don't give it the chance to enter because there is a lot of people.
Nazir still does not know if he is eligible for asylum. Without that information, he cannot access the Welcome Center. He has to figure it out by himself. He needs to go to OPRA, a French government organization that represents refugees' rights. It's a first step that might lead to an interview for asylum. OPRA is located just outside of Paris, but if we hadn't been there, Nazir would have never found it.
I leave my country because, there are some people arrest me and fight with me from long time.
Nazir left his family behind in a small village in the mountains of Afghanistan. He wants to remain anonymous as he fears for his life. A group of Taliban tried to kill him.
These people, put me and behind my house, the bomb and blasted. My mother say one son I almost lose it. I don't want to lose it. You leave it the home and go another way for your safety and your life.
se sentent pas les bienvenus en France. On les écoute, on est là pour eux. Quoi, ça apaise le cœur, quoi.
Fatih is a French citizen of Algerian descent. She leads a volunteer group from the Muslim community to bring a hot meal and a dose of compassion to the refugees every day.
Si vous le saviez, si vous veniez rester un moment avec eux et écouter ce que c'est leur souffrance, vous sauriez. Et là, vous les aideriez.
The refugee crisis has become a profound challenge to the French identity. National Front leader Marine Le Pen, the presidential candidate in this year's election, has questioned France's ability to welcome so many people.
Le démantèlement de la jungle de Calais a été validé aujourd'hui par la justice. Alors, on les met où, tous ces réfugiés?
Eh bien, on les renvoie chez eux.
Y compris
Le Pen also criticized the French government for imposing welcome centers and a high number of single men to small communities in the countryside of France. And this is exactly what happened to locals in Forges-les-Bains, a town of just 4,000 people, 40 minutes away from Paris.
On est à l'arrière du centre ici, où vous avez donc les 91 personnes qui sont accueillies.
Sébastien Roger, an unemployed sales executive and father of 3, is unhappy with the government overreach. In Forges-les-Bains, the Welcome Center opened up in October, but neither the mayor nor the citizens had a say in the process.
C'est pas du tout en fait paradoxalement les résidents qui me font peur, c'est la manière dont c'est mis en place.
The community is worried about the 91 single men residing in the center being so close to a kindergarten and primary school. But so far, there hasn't been any reports of trouble.
Les enfants rentrent des fois seuls le soir, partent seuls le matin. C'est invraisemblable d'imposer ça comme ça, de cette manière-là, à la population, en expliquant que c'est le process. On vous dit, bah non, mais c'est comme ça, de toute façon on n'a pas à vous informer, c'est comme ça que ça se passe.
The refugees will be able to stay up to 2 years until their asylum applications are finalized.
J'ai ma famille, j'ai mes enfants, j'ai choisi de vivre ici. Je vivais ici avant l'arrivée de ce centre d'orientation et d'accueil. Je vis ici aujourd'hui et je vivrai ici encore demain. Je vais être maître de mon destin sur ma commune.
Fatih is also worried about the future. Her primary mission is to offer comfort and safety for refugees. She's there, outside the center, every night.
I didn't have any place for
They always do that. They always do that. They give them the appointment, they give them that, and don't give them where they sleep. Le but, c'est pas de leur donner des couvertures à la rue, c'est de les mettre là-dedans, de les faire rentrer.
Fatih doesn't understand why the country isn't making more efforts to help them.
Comment vous pouvez nous demander d'aimer un pays qui refuse d'aider les gens à la rue? Certains ont été torturés de façon que vous ignorez complètement. C'est pour ça que vous ne faites pas preuve d'empathie. On n'a qu'une hâte, c'est qu'ils soient enfin traités comme des humains. Voilà, c'est ce qu'ils sont.
This morning, spots opened up in the center. They let in between 40 to 50 people. Nazir was not one of them. But after months of waiting, he was granted an interview for asylum. Now his main concern is to find housing. He wants his family to join him in France. Every night, Nazir looks at pictures on his phone, the only memories left of his old life.
Kunar and Ningalam. Son, the 2 years old. She's my daughter.
When she was born, he was homeless on the streets of Paris. He hopes to meet her someday, but the next president of France could prevent this family reunion from ever happening.